Distinguished leaders, now to welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Nigeria. The national anthem. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while standing, we'll take the national prayer, which is actually the second stanza of our national anthem. It goes, O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide our leaders right. Help our youths the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow. And living just and true. Great lofty heights attain. To build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan GCFR, Your Excellencies, governors here present, members of the National Assembly here present, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, the chairman and founder of the NYPF, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, members of the forum here present, great Nigerian youths, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I look into the eyes of present leaders and tomorrow's leaders, as I feel the joint beating of the hearts of those running our economy now and those that will run it tomorrow and beyond, it is the immortal word of T.S. Eliot that comes to mind when he said that time present and time past are both present in time future. And time future contains of Nigerian youths, over 1,000 youths that are ready to move the nation forward from the point of view of leadership. It's therefore my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you. As I welcome here their leader and founder, the man who drives this with the spirit of the transformation agenda. Please welcome here the chairman and founder of the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, Mr. Moses Siloko Siase, for his opening remarks.
Young Professionals Forum. The NDYP is a non-governmental organization. I repeat, the NDYP is a non-governmental organization poised with a vision that brings young people together in various fields of expertise: lawyers, architects, entrepreneurs, all walks of life, young people that are engaging in productive ventures. We unite over 13 million young professionals globally. Actually, we're present in 15 countries of the world. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, just last 2 weeks, we were in the United Kingdom to inaugurate the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum in the UK. We started this journey this year of advocating for nation building. We believe that as a nation, we have challenges, and we that are seen as trustees of prosperity must work constructively to ensure that we safeguard our future. So we decided as a group to embark on a nationwide campaign for national integration and purposeful leadership to bring about the role that young professionals in Nigeria can play towards nation building. The first summit, which was held in Kaduna State, the governor is here today. He hosted that summit. Over 1,000 young professionals attended. We took our train to the Enugu State, the southeastern part of Nigeria, which over 2,000 young professionals were in attendance. After Enugu State, we went to Bayelsa State, the southern part of Nigeria. We had a very critical mass of young people who attended the summit. And after Bayelsa State, the southern part of Nigeria, we went to the southwestern part of Nigeria, Lagos State, and we had a very huge number of young people that were yearning for change, for a new Nigeria. Your Excellency, all these programs were put in place within a short time of 3 months. We have also engaged in activities to complement your administration's effort towards reshaping our educational system. Just last year, we launched our educational support scheme, which by the end of 2015, we want to reach 150,000 primary school children and supporting them with educational materials. So far, we have been able to reach 3,200 young primary school children in that program. Your Excellency, it will also interest you to note that we put together a scholarship program. We have a lot of young, talented people that we have actually given scholarship to. Just to mention but a few, a little boy at the age of 9 years that plays the saxophone excellently well is going to be here today to perform to Your Excellency. Is under the Nypf scholarship. We also have a little girl that wrote 2 books at the age of 9 years, and she's also under our scholarship. And today, Your Excellency, we have in our midst one of our very own that we are very proud of. At 24, he backed a PhD in physics. He's also here with us, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Nigeria as a country, we believe that the movers and shakers of the global world economy are less than 35 years. So we, as young Nigerians, we must key into that global trend. And I believe that as a country, we have the resource and we have the human capacity to challenge any of our peers in anywhere of the world. We have also, as an organization, organized exchange programs where young people can build capacity and also earn sustainable living because of the global call for youth unemployment. Our vision is to span all over the world in mobilizing young professionals for change in Nigeria. Your Excellency, we have traveled to various countries, appealing to young professionals in those countries to come back home to add value to their fatherland. I will also give a story of 2 young men I met in the UK last year that gave me their commitment that they're going to come back home and contribute towards nation building. But just unfortunately, we lost one of them. He came back to Nigeria, both of them, and he was actually driving and he said he needs to get water for himself. So as he was crossing the road, a truck hit him and he died. And the brother is here today with us. He's not discouraged. He said he will continue to be part of this history. Ladies and gentlemen, may I appeal to all of you so that we can give a minute silence. Let's rise up to give a minute silence for Andrew Akimbade. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum understands that nation building is very critical to the growth and aspirations of a nation. And that's why the challenges we have today as a nation, we can see all walks of life. Young people are using the social media for positive impact. Some are using it for the negative impact. Today, we believe that we don't have any country to call our own. Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, is the only country in the world that much less effort, much gain, because of the systems that Mr. President is putting in place. Your Excellency, in our campaign, we have advised young people that what brings us together is greater than what tears us apart. A lot of people have used religion, ethnicity to divide this country, but our message of hope, our message that we have for them is that blood has no faith. When you're a physician, when you go to the hospital, you don't ask if he's a Muslim or a Christian doctor. If you need a blood transfusion when you're healed, you don't ask if he's a Muslim or a Christian. want a situation where we will use Nigerians to build Nigeria. And the only people that can bring about that is the young people. And also the coordinating minister of the economy is here, and I keep saying this, that the players in this Nigerian economy are the young people, talking about the creative industry, talking about those of our brothers and our sisters that are projecting us in Nollywood and all those entertainment industry. And Your Excellency, finally, we want you as a president, because we believe that we have been nourished by a generation of broken promises. Our mothers have actually called for 35% women affirmative action. Our fathers are holding 65%, and the youth of Nigeria are demanding for 35%. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the speakers in this event will do justice to this theme that we have chosen. Once more, thank you all.
His name is Moses Siaser. He leads a band of wonderful, dynamic, hardworking Nigerians committed to nation building. Can we put our hands together one more time for him? Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, mentoring each other, partnering with each other, and ensuring that they also intervene in education, worthy, wonderful, ready to develop our nation. But what's actually the overview of our program here today? Let me quickly welcome here the Director of Programs and Projects of the Forum, Hafsat Koleri, to step forward in a few minutes to tell us why we're here, the overview of the program. Hafsat.
His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Dr. Ebele Goodluck Jonathan, GCFR, our honorable ministers, especially our chief host today, the Minister FCP, Dr. Bala Mohammed, all other ministers here present, and our Coordinating Minister of Economy and Minister for Finance, Dr. Ngozi Konjaela, everybody, our guests, especially our guest speakers, once again, welcome to this summit. Actually, it is utmost joy and happiness that I welcome you after my chairman has welcomed you. Our program today will last for 2 hours and shall be aired live on African Independent Television, AIT, with the support and collaboration of both government and private sector. And it will also be streamed live through the Google support program. As such, we shall be receiving questions from London, Lagos, and that's from the young professionals all over Nigeria. I would like to advise anyone, we advise anyone with questions for the speakers, write them down, clearly stating your name and email address, and hand it to the ushers. Some will be addressed here, while the rest of the questions will be attended to via email. Once again, Mr. President, we're very honored you are here, and thank you for being part of the history. Assalamu alaikum.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the journey has been hard, at times tasking. They have come out very well. They have built and they are continuing to build a forum that is international in scope, but deeply Nigerian. What has the journey been so far? Your Excellencies, we have the short documentary that illustrates what this wonderful forum has done over the years.
Since independence, the founding fathers of Nigeria had a unified purpose to bring us freedom and development for a better Nigeria. That purpose still resounds at the heart of the passionate, vibrant, and talented youth of Nigeria.
We have been mobilizing young professionals to tell them we have a collective role to play in nation building.
If we have to bring about a change, we have to do it ourselves, we have to do it better, and we have to do it now.
We thank the people that came to give us bags, books, biro, and other materials. In fact, we have not seen such a thing in this community. My heart is full of joy. I thank God for remembering this, my community, Odoni. For sending our children all the way from Abuja to come and help us. We are very grateful.
I believe that young people have a role to play in the process of change. Young people have a role to play in economic advancement. Young people have a role to play in political growth.
All over the world, the youth make up the larger part of the population of most societies. This is why nations who aspire for growth and development make empowerment of their youth priority.
Oftentimes, if all you're doing is talking to old men like me, then you're not reaching the people who are going to be providing the energy, the new initiatives, the new ideas. And so we thought that it would be very important for us to have an opportunity to bring the next generation of leaders together. Africa is the youngest continent. Many of the countries that you represent, half of the people are under 30.
We've seen the consequences of not taking advantage, of our youth and getting the demographic dividend that we should out of them.
In Nigeria, the youth are seen as the engine room for socio-economic development of the nation.
The youth are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but the youth are already leading, because the youth decide who becomes the president of this country. The youth decide who becomes the governors of the country, of their states. The youth decide who becomes the local government chairman. Because the youths have more than 60% of the votes. So you really decide who rules at federal, state, or local government level. So you are the leaders of today.
With passionate commitment to actualizing lofty dreams and fostering great change in the Nigerian society, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, NYPF, was born as a means of achieving the objectives of the collective aspirations of the people of Nigeria. Under the amiable leadership of Moses Silasia, this non-governmental organization, principally made up of dynamic and positively minded young Nigerians, aspires at the promotion of innovative ideas and accountable leadership development for socio-economic advancement.
The campaign that we are taking to every nooks and crannies in this country, from Bayelsa to Zamfara, from Zamfara to Enugu, from Enugu to Osogbo, from Osogbo, everywhere in Nigeria, is that it is time for us to be that change that Nigeria is desiring, to be that change that we want to be that agent of change that can bring about, the prosperity and the greatness that Nigeria as a country, requires.
It was then called the Delta Young Professional, and so it evolved today to be the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum. It was born out of the need for young professionals in Nigeria to collaborate, share ideas, have access to mentorship programs, and basically be able to come up with innovative ideas that will foster economic and social development.
One of the core values of the Nigerian young professionals is to create the future. This is encapsulated in our core values, which includes character and content development, integrity, capacity building, national integration, purposeful leadership, empowerment, that's youth empowerment, and social responsibility.
We just believed we can actually come together and make a change in the country, push this country to greater heights where it's supposed to be.
The Nigerian Young Professionals Forum is an intervention vision as an alternative to the existing problems that Nigeria is facing on the issue of leadership. The only solution we have is that the younger generation should take initiative and take their destinies in their hands and then effect the change that is required in our society. That is the major and core objective of NYPF, to intervene in the existing leadership lacuna that exists in our society.
It's a medium for us to really come together as youth and, not make the same mistakes that our leaders have made. Really just come together and get it right and say, okay, we need to clamor for purposeful leadership, which is accountability.
All this, the NYPF does by creating a platform for government to interact with the youth, provides opportunities for young people to go to school and to acquire skills, provides mentoring for young professionals, and brings young professionals together to share ideas through networking.
Are you optimistic and passionate about your product and service? A business is find a need, feel a need.
In the UK, that a white person can buy, say, the world's most expensive suit, or the world's most expensive diamond phone, or the world's most expensive champagne. It's fantastic to know that, yes, it was a Nigerian who created that.
The Nigerian Young Professionals Forum currently has a global following with over 13 million members across 15 countries.
We started a series of summits and we went round to 5 locations, 5 cities in 3 months. It was amazing.
We've been to the north, which held in Kaduna, and from there we moved to the southeast, which held in Enugu, and we went to Bayelsa State, the south-south, and then we went to the southwest, which is Lagos State, and we finalized it in London, in the UK. And in all these events, you will discover that the turnout was massive. People were so eager. This is a summit of different proposals.
And they came up with suggestions on how we can actually network and build that sustainable support, around young people living in the northern part of Nigeria.
People are eager to participate in issues of governance. Our agitation hitherto has been that we young people should be included in governance, in the process of governance in this country at all levels. And that is why we're advocating from one region to another, even in the diaspora, to ensure that people come on board, participate in the leadership position, both in not just politics, business, and social responsibilities. So it's all encompassing.
It shows that Nigerians are hungry for change. And in this change, we have not learned that it can be left to anyone else but us. As young people, we need to establish the change that we desire for our future.
Create an awareness of the problem that is actually existing. It's not just talking about the problems. Anybody can stand and criticize. We've been talking. Everybody has been talking. You understand? So what we exist to do now is this. It's not just talking. We also...
Forum partner NGOs and societies for development in any capacity that will impact the lives of Nigerians positively.
We organize exchange programs where young people in Nigeria, where they can travel abroad, refine institutions, to have internship program, to build capacity, to build knowledge, and all that. So today we have a lot of people in our database that we believe that qualify to take advantage of opportunities in Nigeria.
What Moses and his team have done with young professionals, I think, is a fantastic initiative. What I would rather be known as is somebody who's really making a difference, moving the needle, making an impact, inspiring people. Do I think I'm successful? No. I think I'm still on my way there. I think I've still got a very long way to go. The most important thing is that you have to be very determined. You have to be very honest. I have a spiritual leader. His name is Morari Baba. His core teaching is truth, love, and compassion. These three words are very simple, but they're very, very difficult to practice, and you must practice them. By being honest, by being truthful, there's no shortcut to success. And if you want sustainable success, if you want long-term success, you can sleep at night peacefully and know that you truly deserve this success, then you have to be honest, and you have to work hard, and you have to work honestly.
We have actually engaged government on how government can, extend, some level of teachings on entrepreneurship to young people. How can you do that? Through the NYC, National Youth Service Corps.
The Nigerian Young Professionals Forum refuses to ignore laudable achievements, especially when it encourages excellence, innovation, hard work, creativity, and provides opportunities for growth and development to young Nigerians. This is why the NYPF Recognition and Achievement Awards recognizes individuals and organizations with outstanding accomplishments in their various pursuits and callings.
We gave an award, to the then late President Yaradua, who did a lot for the Niger Delta people by his pronouncement of amnesty to the Niger Delta youths, and also the establishment during his regime as president. He established the Niger Delta Ministry, and we gave him an award in an event in Lagos. And we also gave an award to the likes of Governor Godswill Akpabio, a very excellent governor that have done so well in terms of providing the right kind of modern infrastructure for his people, for the Akwa Ibom people, and a man that have actually showed a very huge leadership role. We gave a little girl an award, Danella Danjumbo, that published 2 books at the age of 7. So she was then person to receive the award. So it was a very huge program.
And of course, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum has received several awards from different organizations in recognition of their contributions to the development of young Nigerians. The international community is also identifying with the presence and impact that the NYPF is making.
We've actually been getting very positive responses from people out there. We didn't know we were creating such a huge impact until the calls, the messages started coming in. Everybody's interested in what we're trying to do.
We have been talking to institutions, global institutions. We have been talking to local institutions. We have been talking to governments of nations on how they can actually partner with us, as young professionals, Nigerian young professionals, to bring about.
Yes, can I ask my question now?
President Obama today is meeting with a lot of young people through the YALI platform. We were privileged to be there in 2012, but we also, in this present 3 days ago, in the Nigerian Young Professionals went to represent, Nigeria, and we believe that they're going to do well in their representation. And this is what we're doing to reshape and mold young people to experience.
So can I ask my question now?
We cannot rest on our ass. We will continue to forge ahead. We'll continue to move to the next level. We are not satisfied with, we are not there yet, but by the grace of God, we have the opportunity to expand, and we have that zeal to also go and increase our chapters in different countries across the world.
We want to contribute in so many ways to the development of the nation. what citizens really need is care. So when we care,
Despite the fact that we have a big challenge in terms of funding, we can achieve it. And today we have achieved it. And we are going for the grand finale in Abuja, which is at the International Conference Center, come on the 9th of August 2014. And it gives me great joy and happiness that at that time we had challenges. We had people who said, no, we can't do it. And we had people who said, we can do it. So today we can beat our chest to say that we can do it. And that's how Nigeria is going to be tomorrow. We can achieve a very prosperous and a new Nigeria. We can achieve that.
The Nigerian Young Professionals Forum has built and is still building a global network of young professionals from Nigeria. These positive-minded young Nigerians have transformed a mere idea into a veritable tool for national integration and purposeful leadership by advocating for inclusive governance and youth empowerment. And by doing so, the NYPF believes that the young people of Nigeria will indeed be appropriately equipped to better serve as trustees of prosperity and custodians of the future of Nigeria.
The trustees of prosperity, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Next is a young man. He's about 10 years old, but he loves his saxophone so very much. He'll be doing the Redemption Song, which is actually what the YPF is also there to redeem the Nigerian youths from poverty and underdevelopment. He said he practices on his saxophone 4 hours every day. Please welcome on stage David Eka. I'm very sure Bob Marley did that song, must be absolutely, absolutely proud of King David Eka. Shall we put our hands together one more time for this wonderful young man? Only 10 years old. And that actually musically explains the essence of the transformation agenda. They're encouraging both young and old to be part of nation building. I'd like to quickly address the young people here today that we are absolutely grateful to His Excellency the President for being here in the face of so many national assignments. And so we'll be slightly adjusting the program to invite His Excellency, the father of the nation, the lover of the Nigerian youths, the one who has said, I will transform the economy for all of you here, to address us here. Your Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan.
Thank you, please. Thank you for hosting this young people that are also in here with us today. Members of the Federal and State Council here with me, as my ministers, also the President, other government functionaries here with me. Our guest speakers, the Chairman of the Executive Professional Forum, and other members of this great forum of our leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm currently at this opportunity to engage you, the vibrant youth of Nigeria, and our productive partners in another professional effort. It is in recognition of this fact that I earnestly urge our youth to rise up to the challenge of the moment, despite being protected on all sides and the realities of an increasingly complex world we live in today. As our successor generation, we have historic duty to live up to the responsibility, not just to these drivers of growth and development, but also as leaders and representatives of the exciting possibilities which lie in wait for our nation. On our part, we are committed to providing the requisite environment to enable you, our dear youth, fully realize their creative and productive potential. It's especially gratifying to me that this summit specifically focused on the pivotal place of young professionals in our national political and developmental process, especially at this critical time in our political history. The theme, fostering national integration and the quest for purposeful leadership in Nigeria, the role of young professionals, could not have been better framed, given the peculiar challenges which our nation is faced with at this time. The partners that will take a close look at the place of our youth and young professionals who constitute the most vital and most dynamic segment of our population. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's self-evident that the sustained environment of insecurity and trust continues to impact negatively on growth and development across all spheres of our national life. This is why our administration has committed all the requisite resources towards continuing and carrying out the mission of tourism of my dear nation. In this coming quest, we continue to count on the support of all Nigerians and the international community. Salute the gallantry and patriotic zeal of our men and women in the armed forces, security services, as well as in police force, most of whom are young people. The grateful nation says, thank you all. Equally important, now more than ever before, must all recommit and engendering the ideas of our holistic fellow citizens. We must collectively commit to showing primordial loyalties and driving the process of authentic national integration. As young professionals, accomplished youth, and the inheritance of our dreams and aspirations as a people. You have the greatest possible role to play in ensuring the emergence of Nigeria and the Nigerian that we will all live in. This administration fully recognizes our duty to ensure that we are appropriately equipped to effectively face up to this challenge. This is why, in addition to our holistic economic development agenda, we have initiated policies and programs specifically targeted at providing the enabling environment for young Nigerians to maximize their potential. Evidence of the fact that education at once liberates and empowers the mind of our minds. Our administration has not only encouraged the establishment of private universities, but we have also established 14 new universities within this short period of time. 12 private universities, one for the police, and one for maritime studies. Of course, we did this even though it's quite challenging, because we realize that the existing universities we have in the country cannot provide the details of Nigerian young people who want university education. Especially we're in a world that, that the economy is knowledge-based, online. We also have some products in terms of helping young people really attain the highest level. We have a special scholarship program, because we know that what we state, the conventional scholarship and bonuses are controlled by the state government. But at federal level, we believe that just like professionals like this that our brothers say, there are fantastic young people that don't have somebody who has a PhD at the age of 24, 25. And when young people at the age of 9, 7, writing books and things, become very we believe that take us to the moon to make these young people. We must give them the enabling environment. That is shown in the student scholarship program, because that every year so many Nigerians young people get first class in university and was selected from the science discipline. And was selected from among the first class. A neutral selection, not based on any, it's not put aligned at all. I remember the last selection we made, the House of Records, someone, the Minister of Education, and queried why some section of the country had more. But this is the special process that we believe that we'll select the best 25 universities globally and send some Nigerians to the universities. Take the science college so that they will begin to think about taking this country to the world. And the selection is not authorized. Even one woman has a triplet, and the triplets are qualified to take them. Luckily, when the Minister of Education was cautioned, we are told that look, the president is from Niger State, nobody from Niger State. The vice president from Kaduna State, nobody from Kaduna State is there. So you will see that it was not based on any political interest. In addition to that specialized scholarship, we also have programs that are being run by the NASA, the NNPC, and the PDS to give youth the privilege of opportunity to specialize and get the highest quality education that will help to develop the economy of this country. In the petroleum sector, we come up with a local content law that now gives opportunity for Nigerians to play big in the industry. And it's encouraging a number of young Nigerians. And we're getting that in the communication technology sector. Because you know that we had a social ministry that handles ICT, or non-profit information. And in most cases, when it's non-profit, ICT is driving the economy of the world. And this is an area where so many countries are liberating and creating opportunities for young people. That's why we created the communication technology ministry out of information to give opportunities for young people to develop. I'm quite pleased when I did the inspection as panelists to make it work. In agriculture, we now know that so many Nigerian young people leverage on that. And young people don't like to go to agriculture. And even because the way government manages agriculture, the government from a Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. So agriculture is seen as a platform for rural development. But now we feel that it's not like every day we go to a supermarket to buy canned packaging. These are agriculture products that are profitable. They are not value to it with land manufacturing. So we are talking about commercial and industrial agriculture, where young people will not just farm for local consumption, but to add value by processing whatever they produce and also export whatever they have produced and try to link to the speakers they mentioned. And that is our own orientation in agriculture, not just to farm and produce food for our own consumption. To encourage young people, of course, the Minister of the Minister of the Economy and the Minister of Finance already. And when I came in and I saw, I told her that look at notes was going to be a program because as the coordinating Minister of the Economy, he had the idea of all our programs, talking to one talent to explain more. But we believe that young people must be encouraged. And we have different products. We have the main program that is going to be told around. We have funds to provide as grants to young people who have some ideas that they want to develop to explain more. We have the Shopee program that will also explain where we have the graduate internship scheme of the community service program. Let me not elaborate because we will explain on these ones to take on. For all this, we are doing to make sure that we give opportunities to young people. Because we appreciate the young people, they are making something proud. I always say that whenever you open these papers and listen to radio and television, those who create quarrel and try to divide us based on the nation and religion are not the young people, these are grandfathers. The young people want to do business with whoever they feel are comfortable. They want to marry whoever they feel they are in love. But we have old people who are disturbing us, who want to divide us based on religion, based on all kinds of things. You give me hope that this country is beginning to change and changing for the better. When we talk about percentage of about youth accent for 5%, I smile. Because I think that the youth don't need any percentage now, come to that. For the women, when they ask for 5% or 5% for making action, you can appreciate where the women are coming from globally, not just Nigeria. But we're coming from societies that there was so much discrimination against women. People can go to school. When we are students, our fathers prefer to send men, the boys to school and allow the girls to get married so that they get money to do. But so the women are coming from a very disadvantaged position. And that's why there is emphasis on accommodating them in terms of political appointments. But one thing I believe in as a public pronouncement is that as in normal human population, maybe some parts of the world there are something to do. In normal human population, the sex ratio between men and women are always 8 to or thereabouts. But as we grow older, the difference between the population as we grow older, because men want to children outside to live army and so on. So more men die along the line. So at the end of the day, even have more women than men. And so you normally have a little more women in terms of sex ratio, in terms of rural population. So in any nation, and sign up to encourage women, that means that you don't want to involve 50% of your population to nation building. That's not your goal. That I think is very important here, and that's why I already encourage that women not to begin to In fact, I just came back from the United States of America when President Obama hosted African leaders for a summit. And I remember one of the last one of the statements made when we were talking about practice in Africa and Western culture. And he said, this issue of against women, they will always go against, because the nation that is related against women are not the people are part of nations that give women opportunities. Because there is no sign to prove that men are more endowed with brains than women. Because these people are brains. So the spread of brains equal. And if people are sent of heads are not used for national development, then you're putting the nation back on. So one thing that is very good, but for you asking for that 5% here, are reducing their potential. The youth should not talk about limitation. Not at all. I always say that at independence, I cannot say the age of ideas. But immediately after that, the military heads of states were telling young when he became the president at the age of 2 years, he was not quite satisfied when he became the head of government. Youth, all the people. And at that time, for the old university, a military governor, yes, then now again, was 28, 39 was not up to 30. So the first military governor of the whole university, one of the biggest is President Bayelsa, President the use, I think what the use will do now is maybe to come together and also support you to take a bill to the National Assembly to amend some parts of our constitution and military policies in terms of aid. Because the only thing is that for you to contest the election as a local government chairman and we have to be about 30 years or 25 years, to be able to contest election as a senator and president, governor, you have to be forced. There's no reason why, if one was able to rule this country at the age of 22, there's no reason why you can carry that is all what you do. You don't ask for percentage, you are reducing the. In fact, if in terms of percentage, you wouldn't have more than that. Because go to the local government, councillors and chairmen, most of them are very young. If you go to the state house percentage, more than 80% of them are very young. It is when you come to the center, probably in the National Assembly, even in the House of Reps, they are not young. Because of the policy of age, go to Senate, will not be below 40, and for governors and presidents, so to move those barriers in the constitution, use that have the majority of the vote, and select a good young person, add it as just a president, and just there is one government that recognizes the potentials of the youth and encouraging. But I know how many people bring honor to this country, how many of the others, including me. But our young people go for various sports programs. We all celebrate them. They win gold, they win tournaments, both soccer and others. Well, people are just coming back from one game. How many gold people have performed? They are very young people, and we must encourage them, and we continue to encourage them. And that's why if you realize the need, I think the national conference is going on. I remember when I was not at we had the national conference. 101 persons presented the whole use of this country. I think it's late now. What student leader then, only himself, to go and represent more than 6% of the population. For this national conference, we make sure that we send at least 3 youth per zone, and the 6 zone is about 18. And we spread it from one taken from the student population, another one taken from youth leadership, and another one taken from professionals and celebrities. So have a good mix. In addition to that, there are others who are selected among professional groups, but at least to make sure that at least 18 compared to 1. And as we progress, more youth will even be involved. So my dear young professionals and young Nigerians, you have the world, you have the country. In the political environment, you have the votes. You can listen to my clip there. You can decide who becomes who in this country. Don't ask yourself. Just ask some of those barriers to be removed. And of course, we have people who run their affairs for the country and will run their affairs based on national interest, not I am this, I am from this part of the country, I worship this way, I worship that way. At least the youths are shifting away from those sentiments that has changed with the elders and it's turning towards development as a nation. You have this country, with you, we can go to wherever we want. I congratulate you.
Keep the round of applause going until you get to your seat, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We appreciate you. Let me quickly announce here that every part of this program will continue. The panel discussion will take off almost immediately. But because we have to let our president go now, because of several other national elements, shall we rise now for the national anthem? Please, to honor our president, let's remain standing as he takes his leave, and then we'll move on to the panel discussion immediately. Thank you, Mr. President, for coming. We appreciate you. We can take our seats now. Thank you very much. We'll move very quickly to our panel discussion. Let me welcome here first our moderator. He's a petroleum engineer, an international oil and gas expert, one of those this nation is absolutely very proud of. I'd like to welcome here Prince Perowe to please step forward onto the podium, our moderator this morning. I welcome you. Thank you very much. We have three discussed. One of them just stepped up, Mr. President, and I'm sure she's coming back. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy. But while we await her arrival, I'd like to welcome here to join the Prince, to Nuhu Abubakar Atta, and Dr. Olumiwa Oludayo. We welcome them. While we'll be awaiting the arrival of the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who I just seen off the President. I'll be stepping back here so that the conversation can commence. Prince. Okay, so Prince, I've chosen to start the conversation while we're waiting the arrival of the Honorable Minister. Prince.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing all existing protocol, I want to...
Well, the Honorable Minister is stepping in now. We would like to invite her directly to the podium to join in the conversation. Please, let's put our hands together for this wonderful Nigerian woman, lover of youths. As far as she is concerned, Nigeria wins when the Nigerian youths also win. I welcome you, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start the interactive section, and here with us we have speakers that are going to do justice to the theme of the summit, fostering national integration and purposeful leadership, the role of the Nigerian young professional. We're going to start with the Honorable Minister and the Coordinator of the Nigerian economy, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She'll be speaking from the economic perspective of our team for the summit.
Can I go up to the podium?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. I think our protocol will be shorter now. So I'll just recognize my fellow members of the Federal Executive Council, honorable ministers here, and the distinguished young men and women of Nigeria, the young professionals who have made it to be present at today's event. I'm very happy to be here, and I want to also recognize and thank my fellow speakers and panelists. Let me especially congratulate the NYPF and its members, but most particularly the chairman, the indefatigable Moses Siasia. He really worked very, very hard to make us participate today in this forum, and we're happy to be here. I believe that the president has really said it all when it comes to the youth, the way we feel about it, and I totally share his perspective that you control what happens in this country. Our Bureau of Statistics tells us that 32% of our population is below the age of 18 and 60% below the age of 35. So there are more young people in Nigeria today than any other segment of the population. So what he's saying, that you really control the destiny of what happens here, and you own not 35%, but 100% of the destiny of the country, is true. What you choose to do with it will determine the course on which this country moves. Because of this fact, and what we've recognized, the president let you know how he has really led or spearheaded the empowerment of youth. The bottom line of this is that we've looked at government programs in this country to see what we can do to make sure that young people are productively employed. It's a big challenge because we have a big pool of young people But the only way, the Chinese say that a long journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first one. And the only way that we can tackle this is to take it one by one by putting in place programs and projects and that will enable our young people to participate very amply in this economy. So I'll just mention, I'll deepen a few of the points the president already made in this. We have not stood still. We accept that in spite of the very good growth in this economy over the past decade, and we should not, sort of belie the growth, because without it, I think the situation would be even more dire or worse than it is. With the growth, we've been able to find ways to try and look at certain sectors of the economy and see how we can use them to spur the youth, to make them create jobs, not only for themselves, but for others. And this speaks to the programs that the president mentioned, which I'd like to really say a word or two about. And I think just to touch on 3 or 4 programs that the president talked about, and then some sectors that you may be interested in hearing about. The first one is, of course, the UN program that he mentioned, where young entrepreneurs compete in an open, merit-based way for government resources put forward by the government of anywhere from 1 million to 10 million naira to help them support and grow their businesses. And this has been a highly transparent process. Everywhere I go now, I meet at least 1 or 2 people who say they are UN winners. So this is real. This program is a business planning competition where we have had 2 rounds in which 2,400 young men and women, anywhere from 18 to 40 years, have presented their businesses, have been trained in how to plan business planning skills, have then written a business plan judged by independent judges, and 1,200 selected with the best plans, and then for various sizes of grants. It's not only that they've been enabled to register their businesses by having a desk of the CAC where the businesses are registered within 24 hours. We've helped them to register their products with NAFDAC, made it easier for them. And also mentoring, access to finance, we've done all of that. And what we have so far is that of the 2,400 winners have created 26,000 jobs so far. In addition, there are the 12,000 other aspiring entrepreneurs who did not win but were trained. We've not even measured the number of jobs created by these people. Our goal is to get to 10,000 jobs created by young people for themselves and for other young people. And I believe we are getting there. We are particularly proud that the president asked us to do 1 round for women, which was the 2nd round. And that has been highly successful. So of the total number, 58% of the winners have been women. And we are in the middle of the 3rd round so far, where we are going to take another 1,500. Incidentally, the first time we opened it, 24,000 people applied. The next time, once people realize that this is real, you don't have to know anybody. Do you know how many people applied? Over 100,000. And we still selected the best 1,200. You know, I can just cite many examples of this. I wonder if there are any winners in the room. Are there any? If you win persons, can you signify or let us know? Okay. So usually everywhere we go, you find at least 2 or 3 people in the audience who have benefited from this very wonderful program. And then we've talked about the agripreneurs, the young agricultural entrepreneurs, and 1 or 2 stands that we visited just before we came in here just signify the kind of agricultural entrepreneurship that we're trying to support. That program is for 750,000 youth, almost 1 million youth that are to be encouraged over a 5-year period. And you heard that 10 billion naira has been set aside for this program to practice agriculture in a modern way, whether it's for extension services, opening up your own farm, providing other types of supports processing agricultural goods all along the value chain. This number of youth will also be supported. And then we have the graduate internship program, which many people may not know about, that has placed almost 5,000 graduates in various internship jobs with the private sector. And the unemployed, jobs for unskilled youth, those to secondary school and below, called the Community Services Program, 120,000 young people and women, and also the physically challenged have also been able to be empowered through the work of this government. I'd also like to mention a couple of other things the government is doing. The government has supporting the growth of micro, medium, and small enterprises because we recognize that these are really the engines of growth in the society. Through these special programs I mentioned, but more broadly, we really set out to support them. The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment recently launched the National Enterprise Development Program, NEDP, which is designed to create at least 3.5 million jobs across the country through the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises. And the program is aimed at harnessing the vast opportunities in this sector and also reaching down to be inclusive so that the growth we're experiencing in the economy will not just be for those at the upper end of the scale, but will also support those at the bottom end through these programs for micro, medium, and small enterprises. The central bank is equally supporting this with a fund of over 200 billion naira to enable the banks to lend to small and medium enterprises. As you know, the BOI, Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, all of them are also trying to participate in supporting this sector. The president has already mentioned the subsectors, what we're doing, like petroleum, where the local content bill is enabling young people to participate in oil and gas services. I've met several of these young people who have developed ancillary services for oil companies, and they are doing very, very well. And I really encourage you to look into this sector as well. I want to mention the ICT sector, which the president talked about. There are so many things that are happening there. We have a fund of $25 million equivalent, a venture capital fund that is supporting people who are in IT businesses. Hubs have been created to house some of these people and give them the support and the technical assistance that they need. So I strongly urge you to look into this. And of course, the Nollywood grant, the Pact Nollywood with 3 billion is also trying to build capacity within our creative industries sector. So really, this administration has put in place so many special programs that youth can look into. So I strongly urge you, we are very, very cognizant of the demographic configuration of this country. And we have started, we intend to continue, and we intend to do even more than what I've said. I want to mention to you a sector, program that we've just launched in the housing sector. I don't know how many of you have seen or been aware of it, but the president launched in January what is akin to a revolution in our housing sector, where we created the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Corporation for the first time in our history to provide resources to refinance mortgages given by primary mortgage institutions so that we can get many more mortgages approved, particularly for young people in this economy. The dream, the idea that you're a young person or a young couple and that you have to work 20, 30 years of your life before you're able to own a home is one that we want to change. We want young people to know that starting from the time they start their career, they should have the dream, fulfill their dream of owning their own home. And that's what this program is all about. Opened it up for first-time homeowners only, and there's a website you can go to, www.nigerianhousingfinanceprogram.com, and already when we opened it for the first 10,000 applications, and I'm told that as we speak, we have about 30,000. So the program is really rolling along, and the idea is to get people pre-qualified for mortgages, and once they find housing, they'll be able to purchase and pay for it. So these are some of the things we are doing in this government that we want to show you, demonstrates what we think, how we care, how we accept the fact that young people are the bedrock of this society and that we are going to do everything possible to make them realize that we care about them. So I just want to end my few remarks by saying we've used these programs to create 1.2 million jobs so far. We need to create 1.8 million because that's what we need each year. And we also have a backlog of more than 5 million jobs that have been piling up over the years. All of these are for young people. So you can see the challenge. What I'm happy about is that we have started on that journey. We've opened up several very important programs. And if we just keep pushing the way we are, we know that we'll be able to meet the needs. Now, we've talked a lot about economic things and job creation and so on, but I want to come back to something which I think is equally important. It was alluded to in the video we watched. All these things about jobs and economic empowerment will, at the end of the day, only be most valuable if we also have the individuals who have the right values and principles to lead this country in the future. This program is about leadership. And what we need are individuals who think beyond themselves and who fundamentally understand that the success of the individual is dependent on the success of society. And therefore that we must look at politics beyond the individual, politics beyond the group, and politics for the nation. These are the things that the president outlined. That we are more hopeful that as we look at our young people, you're really looking beyond what is now called stomach infrastructure and looking beyond that to something that will take the country to the next level. So I want to strongly encourage you that the very essence of leadership is having those values and principles that will enable you to command the respect of others and to be able to persuade them to follow in your wake. So I hope that all of you will cultivate those principles and those values, and as we agreed, not be sidetracked by what you have observed that the elders are doing, as the president said, but that you will forge your own path. I want to conclude by saying this quote from a friend of mine, Bono the musician. He said to the young people of the world that this is a time for bold measures. He said to them, these are your countries in which you need to take these bold measures. And then you are the generation to make it happen. I just want to leave you with those words and to wish you the very best for this program today. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We want to highlight some of the points just made across various industries, opportunities that were in the agricultural sector, opportunities in the ICT sector, opportunities that lies in the creative industry, and also opportunities in the housing sector. I believe that as young professionals, we are taking notes down and we are putting down our questions for the interactive section for more clarity and for more extensive discussion. Next on our list, we'll be inviting the youngest registrar in the world and presently the registrar of Covenant University, Dr. Olumiyiwa Oludayo. Oludayo will be speaking on the educational perspective of the team we have today. And please, I need to state as the moderator that we have 8 minutes each so that we'll be able to keep to time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the moderator. Your Excellencies here present, the leadership of the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum, the young people of Nigeria, the hope of tomorrow, which I'm greatly privileged to be part of. I bring you greetings from Canaan Land, Alta, Nigeria, under our able leadership of Dr. David Oyedepo. I'm here because I'm a proof that young people have something to offer. And my desire to succeed on my assignment is that the older generation can see that position is not what we desire, but platform for contribution. That's why I think we must embrace young people to get involved in all of the things that we're doing here and in our nation generally. The world is yearning for solutions, and until we are able to harness the multiple competencies and the diverse potentials, we may not be able to realize the shared goals that we have as a nation. We all have multiple competencies. We have competencies that span across our background education, competencies that span across our attributes, our personality, our skills and knowledge, our experience and our natural talents. We have multiple intelligences that we can leverage upon to bring about success to the things that our nation stands for. We've got historical intelligence. We've got contextual intelligence. We've got social intelligence. We've got emotional intelligence, and more recently, we have financial intelligence. If our actions therefore be based on the law of attraction, then we should rather focus on our strengths and opportunities rather than our limitations and strengths, because we know that we will only gravitate towards our dominant thoughts. I'd like to speak to the young people of Nigeria and say to us, can we reposition our strengths? Can we shift our focus from that which is not yielding results to that which can multiply results? Change is what we desire, and change basically stands on three platforms. Change is to create, change is to innovate, and change is to terminate. To create means to start something that's never existed before. To innovate means to improve upon working standards, and to terminate means to stop the unproductive. That's what I think the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum stands for. And we can only get this by learning, by education. Education is not going to school. Education is not bagging a degree. Education is not having opportunities to learn in the four walls of a classroom. Education is being empowered to draw your multiple potentials. And what we desire is for the young people of Nigeria to explore and identify parameters where they can inspire themselves, draw from those potentials, and give out as God has blessed them with. We have a deep cultural system in Nigeria of respect. And when we talk about education, we're talking about harnessing our cultural values and then maximize respect. We have our cultural values that believes that we should be humble. Because many times we find that young people, once they are able to know little things, they become so proud, not give themselves up to learning. We have a cultural system that values learning. Only learners are leaders. Only readers lead. And so for me, I think one thing we must do on this platform is to encourage the young people to go for learning. And I want to salute the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum. We saw that video, and we saw many ways you're inspiring young people to do great things. We saw the bags you gave. We saw all of the solutions and support to facilities. I'd like to speak to the roles and responsibilities of the young people as it pertains to lifelong learning. I've got a PhD degree, but that's not the end of education. I know there's a 24-year-old from Unilag that's got a PhD degree. That's the end of education. Education is largely for empowering men to think for solutions. Our nation needs solutions, and that's why we must embrace platform to learning. What we've done with academics in the four walls of a university, we must strive to look for specialized programs, certifications, and see how of these things can bear on our intellect to bring forth more solutions. We must leverage. I spoke about one of our multiple intelligences called historical intelligence. The historical intelligence of our elders is greater than what we have. We will learn about the history from books, but they have it. They own it. We leverage upon these things so that we can make better decisions. The rear mirror in the car is there so that you can see what is behind you and reach out for that which is ahead of you. I'd like to speak to the youths, just echoing what the Honorable Minister just mentioned, that we should promote value. The reason we are educated is not because we can get jobs. The reason we are educated is that we can promote value. We must become value-adding personalities. And I seek to make this resound. Before now, we have always promoted what we call VIPs. Can we change it and begin to call people VAPs? Instead of very important personalities, let's give credence to value-adding personalities. No more VIPs, but VAPs. As youths, it's important that we know the responsibility we have, having been educated, is to build legacies. Life is in phases and men are in sizes. We are young today, we'll be old tomorrow. Those who are old today were young yesterday. We will not always be young. Hence, we need to build worthy platforms to establish a legacy. We get education so that we can set up platforms that can sustain that which is good. I'd like to celebrate the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum. This is a worthy platform, and you are indeed celebrating and raising legacies for Nigeria. I want you to put our hands together for them. Education brings about a disciplined person. Young people, one of the challenges we have is that we don't know how to manage our impulses. And when we get educated, we need to control our impulses. We are largely made by our choices and decisions. And what education does is to enable us make good decisions, lead decisions, great choices that will impact upon a lot of humanity. We must get educated so that we can enhance the dignity of our humanity. The collectivity of our potentials is based on us being able to control those impulses. Most times our decisions fail, not because we have not made them, but because they were made on impulse. Many of us are poor, not because we don't have sufficient money, but because we are not able to delay gratification. We have money, and then tomorrow we're broke, and we cannot afford a bottle of Coke. Oftentimes people say that's a joke, but no, it is not a joke. It's because we are not able to control our impulses. Can I please impose some of the things that we need to recognize when we get education? One, we need to know that education without a purpose will not deliver results. It is vision that precedes structure, and structure maximizes resources. When we get educated, we are imbibing resources, organizational resources, the human capital. We are enhanced. But without a visionary base, we cannot maximize these resources. It's important to know that we must value the older generation. Isaac Newton said, I can see ahead because I've stood upon the shoulders of those who have gone ahead of me. When we learn, we make references. When we go to schools, we must learn. We must be humble enough to draw from those who have gone ahead of us. The older generation possesses qualities that we need to grow into as young people. Let us ensure that we perform. It's not enough for us as young people to imagine. Manifestation is greater than imagination. When we go to schools, we are inspired and we get a lot of imagination, great ideas. Let's go beyond ideas. Let's begin to perform. Let's put our hands to work and let's ensure that we validate the platforms that have been given to us. Let us collaborate. We want to form a critical mass of people. If we must change, I ask myself, we say we are 60% or we're 68%, but how many of us, therefore, are youth? Are value-driven people? How many of us are skilled? How many of us have what it takes to deliver? I'd like us to note that we must form a critical mass of highly ethical people fit for leadership. It is not having salt in the soup that makes the soup sweet. It is having sufficient salt in the soup that makes it pleasurable. I'd like to end on this note. Let's go for what it takes to change our nation. Readers are leaders. When we read, we'll be able to lead. Let's love education because lovers are defenders. Let's love our nation. Learners are reformers. Until we learn, we cannot change. It is the informed that transforms the deformed. Our nation may be deformed, but by the time we get education, we get informed. We transform, and ultimately, our nation comes together, achieving that goal. I see a future for Nigeria, and that future must be nurtured on the solid structure of this picture that I painted today. Education is it, and I think we should go for it. Thank you very much. The Lord bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, the Registrar, Covenant University. We want to say that very good presentation. As young professionals, there's need for us to be properly educated. And not only for you to acquire education, your education must be backed up with value. In essence, we must be proactive. We must be pragmatic in our approach. Quickly, I want to recognize and call the last speaker for today. Is in the person of Dr. Nu Abubakar Atta, the National Secretary, Nigerian Young Professional Forum. Please, Mr. Nu.
Your Excellencies here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, I was
Yes,
inspired by
I'm here. I hope my
President's
speaker's
address.
microphone is
And I think the battle that I came here to fight has been fought already and has been won. Because part of the battle that we've been fighting for is Nigeria that believes in the strength of the young.
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank you.
to give us opportunity to contribute towards the development of this country. So the President has given us that opportunity. The problem now I see is us, the youth. I discovered that the problem we have is the inability to synergize as a people, as young people, to be able to advocate for something that can be able to move us forward. If you see the politics that is taking place in the Nigerian Youth Council, see various issues, various key youth organizations in Nigeria, not being able to organize themselves properly to be able to voice out is actually the bane of youth development in Nigeria. We must understand that the opportunity has been created for us. The platform has been given to us to be able to come together as youth to synergize, to be able to contribute towards the development of Nigeria. I must appreciate and welcome everyone, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum coming from all over the countries of the world, especially from Nigeria. I was so inspired because I was in the process of registration and whatever, and I discovered that many people are coming from all over the world, are paying their transport fares, are coming into Nigeria because they believe in this country. And this is what the President was saying. I believe so strongly that the hour has come and the time has come for us to synergize, to take responsibilities for our future, and to move our country forward. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest challenges we have at present, we must understand this fact, that the 21st century generation is a generation of the knowledge economy. And the President has said it, and this is the key issue, that age is no more longer a barrier. It is a knowledge economy. Those that have the right information, those that have the right solutions should be the ones to occupy positions of government in Nigeria. And that is actually the key issue for us in leadership placement in Nigeria. But I still want to say this, draw our attention to a particular key issue. When we were planning for this program, we discovered that one of the major problems that we have as young people is the inability for us to have adequate information on government projects and programs. Because a lot of youths do not have access
can you hear me now?
Of a lot of issues and a lot of government projects and programs. So we decided that we were going to organize
can you hear me?
kind of an exhibition where we can invite parastatals of government, some non-governmental organizations, some banks, so that they can come and educate the young people that are coming all over the world on the programs and projects of government. But we discovered, that
can you hear me? Prince, what are you saying? You can't hear me.
So the President has a vision.
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
You can hear me now. Okay,
yeah,
that's better.
Clearly. All right.
And
I can hear myself.
I must say this because the truth about it is that in the history of Nigeria, it's clearly shown that no leader becomes president of Nigeria and has a wicked intention towards Nigeria. No.
What was the name of?
Okay. But the problem of leadership in Nigeria has always been the problem of lieutenants, the people that were appointed to also take the activities, help the president administer the activities of government. And I want to use this opportunity to plead with head parastatal ministries that anytime such summits are being created, are being organized, the opportunity to educate the young ones on government policies and programs are very important, that we can adequately take advantage of the programs. Another key issue I want to bring forth is the issue about national integration. I traveled with the chairman to Bayelsa State. I went to Akwa Ibom. Now, in our meetings, different youth leaders and community leaders, they did not know I was from the northern part of Nigeria. So I was sitting down in that meeting, and I was so shocked by the things I heard.
I'm starting to sweat on
the bitterness and the hatred that is in the heart of some young people from the south against the north is too much. When I come back home in northern part of Nigeria and I sit in forums and I hear discussions, I bleed, because even the younger generation have bitterness and hatred from the north also to the people of the south. If the war of ethnicity and religion cannot fall, how can development take place in Nigeria? If we do not accept ourselves as Nigerians, how can we be able to collectively raise this country to the destiny that is required of us? And that is the key issue for me. The greatest problem of Nigeria is the issue of sectionalism, parochialism, and uncontrollable extremist tendencies. Those are the critical problems that are facing this country. And if we don't tell ourselves the truth, that we have to look at ourselves as Nigerians, not from where we come from or the religion we worship, the better for our lives. I'm married to an Igbo woman. If Nigeria is separate, where will I go? My brother is a Hausa person, just as I am. He married a Yoruba woman. If Nigeria separates, where will you go to? My elder brother also married somebody from Akwa Ibom. So where will he go to? My father was a Muslim par excellence. Till today, I have not met any leader in my life like my father. And he was a Muslim, but I'm a Christian. My mother is a Christian. But I lived in that house for many years. I have not seen my parents fought once. My father will wake us up on Sunday morning to go to church. We will join hands together and ensure that his own service to his supreme beliefs are being followed. Why are we deceiving ourselves in Nigeria? And it's unfortunate that the younger generation is taking that same toll, that same line. But I'm grateful to God for one reason. Because I believe so strongly that in this house or in this room, 80% of the people are not even married to their own cultural affiliates. It simply means that there's change going on. The truth about it is this, ladies and gentlemen. The more we look at ourselves as Nigerians, the better for us. We should stop hypocrisy. Many come to stage and say that one Nigeria, but they are not when they go to their cronies. And it's terrible because there's hypocrisy. I was in Senator Bola Mohammed's office some times back, and he was saying how the president picked him from another political party and placed him in a position that would have been given to his best friend. Another person from another political party coming in. And for his own explanations to us, the reason why he's obsessed with the man is because the man has showed him the kind of life that he has not seen before. So we have to take this into our hearts, that for us to progress in this country, we must take ourselves as one, truly, and see how we can forge ahead in this country. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. New. Thank you, Dr. New. That was splendid. As youth, we must not follow the bandwagon of the issue of communalism and casteism. Rather, we should expedite action to foster secularism, to also foster democracy, equality, and respect for one another. We are running far beyond time. We'll go straight to the interactive section. We have questions from our participants that are streaming live from the UK. We also have a question from the Lagos, and we're going to take a few questions from the audience. Please, I want us to be fast about it. Those that are working on the streaming, can we get it on screen for the UK participant so the panelists can do justice to the questions?
Andy. Hello? 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 Hello, can you hear me? Good morning, Your Excellencies and distinguished young professionals. My name is Kate, and I'm calling from London. And my question is directed to Dr.
to his landlord as house rent. Question: can anything or something be done to streamline the rental value of properties in Abuja?
And the last question we have is also from someone in the audience called Tokwe. Her question is: we would like to know why 2 months after the president has signed the budget funds, funds are yet to be released to MDAs. Young and old professionals alike who do business with these MDAs are struggling due to long delays in receiving payments for work completed months or years ago. Why is it?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can we answer questions, please? Thank you. So over to you, the registrar. Please, can we?
Thank you very much. When we speak about revision of the curriculum of our educational system, it's important to know where we've come from. We have largely been borrowers of patterns of education without a focus on our own peculiar challenges.
Yes.
A few weeks after that, a professor of terrorism emerged in the world. How did that come to be? Let's rise up by changing the curriculum constantly to address our own peculiar challenges and not the things that the world has done. We may not be able to do monopoly, oligopoly, and all of that if that is not what addresses our own economic challenges. We may not be able to go democracy if democracy is not what addresses our own political challenges. We must therefore look for patterns, paradigms, systems, and structures that address our own peculiar challenges and believe in indigenous knowledge. Everything doesn't have to be white. It doesn't have to be white to be right. That you are black does not mean you lack quality. And that's my position. And where I come from, we have modeled that significantly, and it is working. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much for the very good questions. One said that the economy is still tilted towards the older generation, and you have to be old to be wealthy. Why is that? We are here today because we actually don't believe that. We don't believe that. What you need in an economy is to create the environment whereby people who have the will and the energy and the drive can go out and make something for themselves. Whether it's by creating their own jobs, which I totally support, and, whether it's by creating their own jobs or by seeking employment in already existing businesses. I actually think that the wave of what is happening all over the world is the fact that we have this knowledge economy. People can sit in their homes and create an internet business. It can be bought by an older company and you become a billionaire overnight. You don't have to go anywhere. You've seen in this country examples of people creating internet businesses. Junior and Conga and all of them are doing well, and other people coming up, developing apps and so on, using technology to really drive their business. And I think that's the wave of the future. The job of government is to make sure that we start clearing away from your path those things that will stop you from making yourself, part of this young generation that makes it. So that is what we are doing. So it's not about the economy being old or the economy being young. But nobody is going to hand you anything in this life. I just want to be very clear about that. Nobody will hand you, even most in the older generation. I look at myself. I had to work my way through where I am today. 15, 17-hour days in my chosen profession, and I loved it because I chose to do something that I love for my career. So I just want to urge, if you do something you love and you
Are you happy? Is he good to you?
I know that I should have done what I heard.
Everything they said is true. I've killed those people.
I looked into the protocol of handing the power over to the Russians. Rendition requires the president's direct approval. So I went and had it drafted, the executive order, which he needs to...
Transformation of that housing sector that was launched by the president in January, of which the implementation we began 2 weeks ago, is precisely to try and address the problem of housing from the demand side. So instead of you renting, we are now looking to see that money you're paying for rent. Can we direct some of it towards ownership?
If you love Simone, you have to know that she wouldn't want you to do this.
Ask her.
I think you have your answer.
You might be able to make a difference. So I'll let the city minister The last question for me was funds are yet to be released to the MDA.
Demand justice from the man responsible for this slaughter, President James Heller. Unless President Heller surrenders himself to me in 3 hours at a place of my choice.
The capital. So I think you should go back to the MDAs. Yes, because of a little bit of the delay in the budget. We were late in the year in releasing the capital, but so far we've made 2 releases. So if you're being owed some money, you should look into it and find out what else is delaying your payment other than the release of money. Thank you.
At this point, we want to call on the FCT Minister to expatiate more on one of the questions we asked.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State, and my colleagues, other distinguished Nigerians here. Thank you for the opportunity. I know I will not be opportune to come and give a goodwill message again, but honesty that I find me connecting with this very good group of Nigerians, young professionals that are the beacon of hope for Nigeria, because that is where we want to be. But I also sympathize with you because you are the professionals, and you are 13 million according to your chairman. But we have other 47 million Nigerians that are not professionals, that are not educated, that they have negative perception, which no spoke about, and because they don't understand and they don't know and nobody is teaching them, you have the responsibility because they are your own group, they are your own peers. You must live together as a country, so you are responsible for enemy. I will find out how you are going to connect with these Nigerians. That's my question. On the issue of standard of living in Abuja, Abuja is structured as a city, one of the most structured and planned city with 79 districts, 13 sector areas, and it's supposed to have been built within 25 years. But 35 years after, only developed 10 districts. And then, of course, you know the demographics, the challenges, the good life that appears to be existing here, which is attracting everybody. We have over 5 million Nigerians for a city that would have accommodated only 5 million when it is completed in 35 years. So the situation is that of demand that the coordinating minister spoke about, and planlessness. We have not planned for social and affordable housing. Most Nigerians that are below the ladder are not being catered for in the city, only built for the civil servants or the senior civil servants and those that can afford it. Under His Excellency, Mr. President, we came with so many innovative ways to make sure we reduce the housing deficit. One of such is what the coordinating minister spoke about financing owning a house. But again, most importantly, we opened new districts, 11 of them through the private sector driven initiative of the land swap, making sure that we leverage on private capital to come and build primary infrastructure, which are the prerequisite for the provision of housing and other mixed-use development in the city. About 11 districts will be built within the next transformation period by the grace of God, because all the needfuls have been done. And again, we have opened other districts where we give to corporate bodies that will build social and affordable housing. Houses that you can buy for 1-2 million naira. Houses that you can afford to buy, not really taking loan, but using our own salaries and wages. These are some of the transformation that we are trying to bring, an innovation that will definitely create a minimal glut in the city so that we can leverage on the problems and challenges of demographics as an advantage, as a positive opportunity for Nigerians to create wealth and also to have houses that are affordable. It is only when you create minimal glut of housing that you can reduce the cost of rent, because if you do it through regulation, through legislation, definitely we have seen how it has failed in other jurisdictions like Lagos, because the landlords are shallows. They can decide to remove the roof even if you say by regulation that you are going to do this, but certainly under His Excellency. And of course, the good mentorship that we are getting from Her Excellency, the Coordinating Minister, the financing, the regulation, the global focus. We are doing so much to make sure we bring housing to the level of affordability by Nigerians, either to own or to rent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. At this point, we want to bring this section to a close. We've been able to look at the educational angle, we've been able to look at the economic angle, we've been able to look at the professional angle for our team, fostering national integration and purposeful leadership, the role of the Nigerian young professional. And we want to say a big thank you to all our speakers. Indeed, they've done justice to the theme of this summit. And please, I want us to give them a big hand of applause as we retire to our seats. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate them one more time as they step down. The moderators, the gentlemen. We also and let me say, I greatly admire the oratorial power of the registrar from Covenant University. Wonderful. Let's put our hands together one more time for him, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very quickly we'll take just short comments from some of the people that have come to identify with this laudable program. First is a governor that has shown that indeed he loves the Nigerian youths, he believes in them, and believes that with them, like the president said earlier, Nigeria can get to the moon. Let me welcome here for his good message, His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State. Your Excellency, please.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. First, I would like to thank God Almighty Allah for giving us the opportunity to be here this afternoon and also to participate in this important summit. And also like to sincerely thank Mr. President for his speech and all the support for the Nigerian youth. Now the ball is now in our court. If we decide to take the advantage, we're now having a leader who is ready to support the Nigerian youth. And then we as also support. I also like to congratulate the organizers of this summit, which is the Nigerian Young Professional Forums, under the leadership of Samson Siasia. Is it Samson Siasia? Moses Siasia. Thank you for the correction. Maybe I want him to be like Samson Siasia so that he can go back as a footballer. But nevertheless, when this thing started, I'm happy the forum started their interaction in Kaduna. And I felt that as a governor, and also within the bracket, I need to support this important cause. And today, I'm not regretting for supporting. In fact, I'm going to even support this cause the more. I am happy with what I had or we had here. That shows that we have hope. All the things that we are seeing, and also what the President has said, I would like to appeal to us to first of all love ourselves and come together and keep any other difference that we have. What I mean by any other difference, whether ethno-religious, whether political, whether regional, whether whatever, I think it is the time now for us to come together as one, and then we also move together as one, irrespective of where we come from and what religion we practice and what tribe or language we speak. I think it's important for us and it's going to help us greatly. So I put in a small speech which I would like to read for the benefit of our audience. I feel greatly honored to be invited to this important event this morning, which afford us the opportunity as young people to deliberate on ways to positively contribute to the task of building our great country. This event is indeed laudable initiative aligned with the need to tap into the dynamic, visionary, intellectual capacities of young professionals in Nigeria for the purpose of stimulating action towards evolving a stable and prosperous nation. There is no gain in saying that no nation can grow beyond the capabilities of its young people, especially those that have acquired knowledge and skills in various facets of human endeavors. It is therefore pertinent to appreciate the central talking point of this gathering, which is fostering national integration and purposeful leadership in Nigeria, the role of young professionals, which I find apt and relevant to the contemporary Nigerian political landscape. It is unideal that as we grapple with challenges of developing the country, especially at this crucial period, the younger generation still remains at the back seat in the process of providing the much needed purposeful leadership. With all sense of modesty and due respect to our elders, I believe it is time for young people to take center stage in the decision-making process, and I believe we can deliver the desired results. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, young professionals in Nigeria cannot live in isolation, while their counterparts in other parts of the globe assume greater responsibilities for the destiny of their nation. All over the world, countries are entrusting leadership in young people, and several examples abound. Italy's Prime Minister Renzi is 39 years old. Alexandra of Finland is 46, while we have President Kim Jong of North Korea that is about 31 years old. This clearly shows that young people are assuming greater leadership roles across the globe, and we in Nigeria cannot be an exception. However, the older generation of leaders cannot comfortably relinquish their present position without first gaining confidence in our abilities to navigate the ship safely towards promised land. It is imperative for young people in Nigeria to exhibit that by character and disposition, we are interested in sustaining peaceful and cohesive nation. It is our responsibility to lead the change that we all crave for, which is evolving a country that is united, peacefully and economically viable. This dream can only be achieved through the active participation of young professionals who are in possession of both the energies and knowledge, bound requisite for building a greater nation. Going down memory, there is need to reflect on the major driving force of the early days of our nationhood. Soon after independence, our founding fathers succeeded in galvanizing a highly motivated force, principally comprising young graduates and professionals, and they toiled to put the country on a pedestal towards rapid growth and development. At some point in those early days, the country was governed by head of state that were below 49 years of age, and they efficiently held the country together. General Yakubu Gawan was barely 32 years in 1966, when he became head of state, and the late General Murtala Mohammed was 38 when he ruled this country. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this flashback was necessary to set the stage for a passionate appeal to our elders to build confidence in the abilities of the younger generation to provide purposeful leadership for the country. It is time for our elders to gradually take the backstage and avail young people with their wealth of experience through counseling and advices to enable the country move forward. The best formula for dynamic leadership in the country is the mix of the agility of young people with experience of our elders. Where and whenever we go wrong, our elders should provide the much needed guide. That is the role they should be playing at this moment, and not perpetual active participation in leadership. On our part, as young people, full of energy and digital know-how, our greatest undoing is clearly impatient and indisciplined. It is obvious that though our elders may want to quit the stage, they fear our irrational action may spell doomsday for the country. Many young people are afflicted by impatience and greed, which together breed the get-rich-quick syndrome. Consequently, young people today, especially the elite group, have become more susceptible to the fangs of corruption, impunity, and disrespect for elders. This is one of the biggest challenges facing not just the demographic class of youth, but also the older and richer generation of Nigerians. It is time for young professionals and indeed the entire youth of Nigeria to eschew all negative tendencies for the sake of actively participating in nation building. Corruption, impunity, arrogance, crime, and drug addiction have no benefit other than self-destruction and, by extension, loss of human capital in the larger system. We must begin to as a role model to the future generation while stepping into the shoes of the older generation. At the moment, Nigeria is ours to build, and it is time we assume full responsibility for its destiny. Since I assumed office as governor of Kaduna State about 20 months ago, we have strived to provide opportunities for young people to actively take advantage or take charge of leadership positions. We are committed to evolving a more acceptable leadership recruitment process that provides equal opportunity for all young men to achieve their full potentials. In this regard, our administration is determined to empower young people with relevant skills that ensure that they are actively engaged in productive means of livelihood. Our aim is to build a community-based process where young people assume prominent roles in the decision-making process within their localities and incrementally upward to more advanced. This is yielding positive results, and we are encouraged to provide more opportunities for young men and women to be part of the governance process. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me at this point once again thank the organizers of this event for putting together this very relevant event. Let me sign off with a quote by Ernest Hemingway, who said, "The error of youth is to believe that intelligence is a substitute for experience, while the error of age is to believe experience is a substitute for intelligence." I thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the governor who has both experience and intelligence combined in one man. We thank you very much. Thank you. Very quickly, let me invite here the SSA to the President on Youth and Student Affairs, Comrade Jude Imagwe Mwen, to step forward here. And let's hear his voice. Very passionate about youth affairs and Nigerian students. He loves this nation. We thank you very much. He has given a wonderful account of himself. Step forward in a Luther fashion to speak to you.
Your Excellency, our Governor, friend of young people and friend of Nigerian youth, Governor of Kaduna State, our Mother Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Minister of FCT, my Minister, Minister of Youth, the convener, my friend and brother, Moses, my great Nigerian youth brothers and sisters, great Nigerian youth, I am sincerely delighted to be amongst us today, to officially again, amongst others, congratulate our brothers and sisters, the Nigerian young professional, for putting today, not just putting today, but again, on the pages of paper tomorrow, I'm sure our media men will assist us write new stories, because the stories we've had over times are stories of negativities that are tied to young people. Stories of insurgents, stories of kidnapping, stories of robbery, and at all times, they are thrown to the shoulders of young people. Those that have authority have spoken more than what I will say today. My brother, Dr. Atta, and Dr. Oladimi, they expressed what truly our leaders should know, and they said truly what young people must understand. Now, there are two divides of where we stand today, particularly us young people. We are talking across two generations, the generation of the old and the younger generation. And our brother have told us that we have a stronger responsibility than others. So while I congratulate every one of us, in the days ahead, we'll be preparing for International Youth Day, and this year theme is youth and mental health. But I want to leave you with these words, my brothers and sisters, that the heroes of the past have bequeathed a great nation into our hands. This bond must not break, and the flame must not die, because every challenge has got an expiring date. Light must come together to fight darkness. Good must resist evil, and life must reject death. Some people were here yesterday. We are here today, and others will be here tomorrow. The question I ask myself, and the question I equally want you to ask yourself, that if you are not here today, where would you have been? But now that you are here, what changes are you trying to make? Nobody can dream Nigeria for us more than the young people. Nobody can build Nigeria for us more than the younger generation. So the younger generation must stand right. This is the time we are being called upon to define where we stand. And like my brother Atta said, the heart from which hatred comes, that is where peace can come to. Because I am too clear that none of our brothers and sisters that were born wicked, none was born terrorists, none was equally born carrying arms, neither was any born becoming a kidnapper. But something went wrong. That thing that went wrong is the confidence I want us to build, relating to a young man that wakes up from his village, like he said, leaving the north and going to the south to picking up for himself a beautiful wife. He was not there when the wife was born. He was not in the environment where she was trained. But something was tied to it. Faith. Faith brought them together. That same faith, I want us to share it to the unity of our country, Nigeria. Must come together, realize the fact that it should not be referred that there is an attack in the northern part of Nigeria. Because an attack anywhere in this country is an attack on Nigerians. So Nigerians must stand up to protect Nigeria. There could be several countries in the world, but the only country we have is the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is who we are, that is what we will be, and that is what we will continue to be. So young people, my brothers and sisters, I will step down from this podium leaving you with a story a young man said. A young man went to meet a herbalist and he told him he needed to know what his future will be. And the herbalist told him to sit and see what his future holds for him. He had two holes, one on the left and one on the right. And he brought out the grasshopper and he said to the young man, "Watch this grasshopper. If it goes into the left hole, your future will be short and you will not make anything good out of it. But if it goes into this right hole, you are going to be prosperous and you contribute to change and your name will be known from generation to generation." The grasshopper started walking, and to the greatest shock of the young man, it was walking into the left hole. Almost entering the left hole, the young man stood up from his chair and he picked it up. and dropped it in the right hole. And the herbalist was angry, and I said, "Why did you do that?" And the young man said, "I cannot sit and watch just this grasshopper decide my future." And so, young men, my brothers and sisters, the future of this country, Nigeria is waiting for Nigerians to build Nigeria. May God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we might not be able to take all the goodwill messages. Let me also inform here that this place will be quickly reset for the dinner and the award ceremony that we're holding here tonight. And so we'll move very quickly to invite here the Secretary of the UK arm of this wonderful forum, Tolu Kukoyi, to step forward here and do a vote of thanks and a short communique to this gathering today. Tolu Kukoyi.
Good afternoon. Honourable guests and ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the events of today have given us a strong indication of how far the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum has come in the quest for national integration and purposeful leadership in Nigeria. Our journey so far has taken us across regions inside and outside of Nigeria, which has allowed us to identify key challenges in our quest. As a result, we, the NYPF, propose the following measures. In the area of governance, we originally wanted to plead for 35% representation in the government for young people in the country and in the diaspora. However, as we have seen today and heard from Our Excellency, Mr. President, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, we humbly plead today before you that we remove the age barriers that originally restrict young people from getting involved in governance. In the area of education, the Nigerian Young Professionals Forum recommend a well-structured entrepreneurial training program to be included in university programs. In the area of business, we suggest a policy initiative to drive and ensure accessible funding, thereby eliminating the stringent requirements on loans and grants. In the diaspora, we recommend a tailored NYSC program for Nigerians in the diaspora who can demonstrate satisfactory professional experience in order to encourage a transition back to Nigeria. In the area of infrastructure, we recommend the use of efficient program and project management to increase sustainability and continuity whilst reducing the likelihood of abandoned projects and unwarranted variations. Our recommendations will be formally presented to His Excellency, outlining details on implementing our proposals. There are undeniable challenges ahead of us, but we remain focused on building a new Nigeria. On that note, and on behalf of the chairman and founder of the NYPF, the executive members and members of NYPF, we would like to say a big thank you for your attendance and support today. On a separate note, there will be a dinner tonight here at 7 p.m. where our founder and chairman has invited you all to see awards being received and given to those who have contributed greatly to the progress of young people. Thank you very much for your time today. God bless you.
Well, Tolu is Her Excellency, the UK Ambassador of NPPH. I welcome you and I thank you very much. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful, like she said. Later this evening, there'll be dinner and award ceremony. A lot more entertainment. And you begin to appreciate the dynamism and the passion of the young ones that are yet set to take over rulership in Nigeria. I thank all of you. Let me also thank the Honorable Minister of the FCT who have also remained behind. Your Excellency, the Governor, we thank you. We thank all the young ones who are set to take rulership and leadership of this country and take it to the moon, like the President said. Please shall we rise now to close this session with the national anthem. Thank you very much. Let's be prompt. 6 p.m. 7 will be here for the dinner and award ceremony. We thank all of you for coming. Thank you very much.